What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P. the Blunt guy. Hey! And we are back again with another reaction stream. Give me a second, guys. Alright. Alright, let's see. Alright, so had to fix something real quick. It's having a little audio issues. I don't know, I think it's my equipment, but I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, y'all, so okay, you guys seen the title. I'm pretty sure you guys seen the thumbnail. So I think y'all might kind of have an idea what we here to talk about, right? What we here to talk about. Let's talk about a potential return of a legend. Of a legend. Who is this legend we speak of? Just in case you have not seen the thumbnail, who is this legend that we speak of? Oh, only the legend of Mr. I don't know if we even say Mr. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's Mr. or if we should say Mrs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even sure what this person identifies as. I don't think it's ever been explicitly stated. You know what I'm saying? But we talking about Bon Clay, former agent. I want to say former Mr. Five of the Baruch Works, right? Crocodiles organization, his criminal organization of mercenaries and hitmen and all that good stuff, right? Um, yeah. So, what do we know of Bon Clay, right? We know that Bon Clay at the beginning of Alabaster, or before Alabaster, on the way to Alabaster, we know that Straw has pretty much made a friend in Bon Clay despite Bon Clay being the enemy at that point in time, right? Like they didn't know, we didn't know. Well, I think we kind of had like a inside scoop or something, but they didn't know that Bon Clay was the enemy. So, um, Cube said Mr. Two, not Mr. Five. My bad, my bad, my bad. Um, but hold on. Before we get into that, first let me start off by saying make sure you guys hit that like button. Hit that like button. Also, subscribe if you are not already subscribed, and hit that bell for notifications so you know when I go live. I go live almost every day. Almost every day of the week, right? For all my guys who've been here, who've been following me, I go live almost every day of the week. Maybe aside from like 2 days out of the week, I'm not live. But yeah, also follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And if you are looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we have the Discord and we have the Facebook group. The Discord is going to be the best place for you guys to send me content to react to. And I'm probably the most active on the Discord. I won't lie to you guys. I'm probably the most active on the Discord. But yeah, yes sir, yes sir. I also want to pretty much say, I almost forgot. I just started. Well, I don't want to say I just started because I had it already, but I pretty much just started my Twitch account. I didn't, like I said, I didn't just start it. I had a Twitch channel before. I just never use it. So I'm kind of saying I'm just starting my Twitch channel because I never really used it. I think I used it maybe once or twice, right? But yeah, I never really used it. So I'm just restarting or reopening my Twitch account. The link will be in the description box as well. So you guys make sure you follow me on Twitch. I'm about to start playing on Twitch, and it's a good place for you guys to talk to me, right? We have these streams where we have these One Piece streams where we react to videos. But my Twitch account is going to be more for you guys to talk to me on a personal level. You guys could talk to me about y'all. We could continue One Piece conversations on the Twitch channel as well while I'm gaming, or we could talk about other anime. can talk about other anime. We can talk about other movies. We can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about or whatever I'm feeling like I want to talk about, right? And it's a good place to really just kind of get to know me. You know, it will be a good place to get to know me more on the personal level, what I like, stuff I like, other hobbies I have, all those things. So make sure you guys follow me on Twitch. I probably will be starting another YouTube channel as well. That's going to where I'm gonna put like clips from my Twitch channel on the YouTube channel. So yeah, let me see what you guys is talking about though. I see you guys talking in the chat room, right? We got Cube in the building. He said, "LOL, Bluff isn't on." What did you tell him? I'm always on. Wipe me down. I'm on. Wipe me down. I'm playing. And he says, "Bluffy, you're late." How am I late? Bro, I was here before or before the stream started. You know what I mean? When the stream was doing the countdown, I was here. What are you talking about? He says, "Yo, finally here." Yeah, you wildin', Cube. I don't even know what you're talking about. I literally was on, and then you started commenting, and I'm like, "What is he talking about? I'm not on. What are you talking about?" Angel said, "Hello, Bluff. It's me." Okay. Sure, man. Sure. I never seen Angel's Room. I never seen the username Angel's Room in the comments or in the chat section. Q said Angel don't like Bon Clay. Well, Angel gonna have to get to like the boy. He gonna have to get to like him. Then he says he wished death on him. Yeah, Angel wildin'. Angel wildin'. Angel says the legend you're speaking of should not be returning. Well, too bad for you, brother. And then Cube says the legend is I God. And then he says, "LOL, Mr. 2, not Mr. 5. For some reason, I thought he was Mr. 5. I forgot. My bad. I forgot. My bad. My bad. I was wrong. For some reason, I thought Mr. 3 was ranked higher than Bon Clay. Like, I thought he was ranked higher. You know, even though I think Bon Clay is definitely stronger. But yeah, you're right. Because Bon Clay fought Sanji. So what sense would Sanji be fighting Mr. 5 and Zoro fights Mr. 1, right? Hey guys, give me or not 1 second, but give me like a minute, right? Give me like a minute. I want to I need to get some water, man, cuz I y'all know I usually have some water on my side, but today for some reason I forgot to get some water. So, let me go get some water real quick. It should take a quick second. I'll be right back. All right. All right, we back. Angel said I like Bon Clay, but him being alive made that moment less impactful. Well, you know, I mean, you gotta kind of take that up with Oda, man. You gotta take that up with Oda, man. Oda don't like killing people, man, and it's sad because like I, you know, you could say the same thing for Pound, right? You know what I mean? But at least Bon Clay is a very loved character, so I don't think many people are going to be mad that Oda kept Bon Clay alive, right? So I get it, and you're not completely wrong. You're not completely wrong, but you know, I'm not mad that he's alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a great character. I'm not mad he's alive. It's cool. Uh, but yeah, so we met Bon Clay back in the Alabasta arc, right? On our way to Alabasta, where where he met them. I think they found out he was part of the Crocodile's organization a little later, right? So that's why they had to end up putting the little X's on their arms, so he can't, because he already at that time he already kind of had their identities. Like we know how Bon Clay's ability work. He touches you, and then he can pretty much copy you, right? He could camouflage himself as you. Take on all your traits. I think even he could sound just like you and everything, right? So we know that the Straw Hats, they had to put those X's on their arms just so they'll be able to, just in case they come across him again and he's disguised as one of them, right? They would know it's not him because he doesn't have the X on the arm. And so sometimes between Alabasta, or sometimes after Alabasta, we know Bon Clay gets captured, put in prison, right? And then we see him later in Impel Down, where Luffy breaks into Impel Down to go rescue Ace, right? And so Luffy ends up meeting Bon Clay. Later he meets Buggy and Mr. 3 as well. So yeah, so they made, they discover that Ace isn't there. Luffy's bunch with Bon Clay, they discover that Ace wasn't there. So they try to escape, and Bon Clay end up staying back in order to help them escape. And as of now, Bon Clay is still in Impel Down. He's running what used to be Ivankov's little prison club, right? The little club he had. And yeah, and before we learned that he was running this establishment, right, we kind of assumed that maybe Magellan could have killed him. Speaking of what Angel was talking about, but I don't I know it was implied that Magellan was gonna kill him, but it doesn't necessarily Magellan try to kill him. Maybe he was just trying to apprehend him and put him back in the lockup, right? So I don't think it was implied that Magellan could have killed him, so speaking on you saying he should have been dead, it's not like we seen I guess we kind of did look like Magellan was in attack mode to attack Bon Clay. So, but maybe he didn't attack him, right? Like maybe Magellan didn't actually fight Bon Clay and poison him for him to die, because we don't really know what happened after that point. It was just kind of like they was about to fight, and then that's all we seen. So we can only assume that Magellan didn't at least attempt to kill him, or maybe he did, but he gave him some antibodies, or Bon Clay found some antibodies. I don't know. But I do get the point, though. I do get the point. We got Dealer Joy Boy in the building. He says, yeah, Bon Clay is such a GOAT. I can't be mad he didn't die. Facts. And then Angel said, I just hope Oda makes his next death more impactful. Well, I mean, it depends on it depends if he gets another death. It's not to say that Oda's going to try to kill off Bon Clay next time. And then you said, bro, Magellan was trying to kill everyone at that point. He was trying to kill him. He was trying to stop him from escaping, whether they had to die or not. Bon Clay at that point wasn't going to escape, so there wasn't really, much need to have to. At that point he kind of lost. He lost he lost the battle against stopping them from escaping. So at that point, it's like, you know, did he need to kill Bon Clay? I mean, he could have, but he would have just been killing them just out of anger at that point. He would have been killing Blackbeard and them. Blackbeard was trying to was slowing Magellan down from his objective, right? So that's why he pretty much poisoned Blackbeard. At that point, when Bon Clay did what he did, it was already too late. So yes, there is enough. At that point, you can kind of say that maybe Magellan wasn't. He already lost. He already took his L. So is killing Bon Clay going to stop the L that he already took? No, you know what I'm saying. Him poison Blackbeard. Blackbeard was preventing him. You know, he was in his way for Magellan to prevent taking the L. Right, Blackbeard was like a roadblock for Magellan to stopping them. So yeah, he had to kind of do that. And then Angel said, "Bro, Magellan was trying to kill everyone at that point. Cheryl saved him." Yeah, I already addressed that. But yeah, anyway, let's get into this video. Done enough talking at this point. LaJoy Boy say, prisons get money for the amount of prisoners they have. So Magellan couldn't afford to kill the prisoners that didn't escape. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much what I'm saying, right? Like, it's like it's kind of like when we go to Marineford, right? Sengoku, when Shanks showed up, Sengoku was like, "Hey, hey, let's stop this war." It's like at that point they already succeeded in their mission, so there's no point in fighting Shanks. You know, like that's part of the reason I don't give full credit to Shanks stopping that war. I don't think the Marines stopped that war because they were scared of Shanks. I think Sengoku was like, "Hey, we succeeded our goal, so there's no reason to continue fighting, especially since we're weakened at this point, and fighting a new Yonko." You know what I'm saying? They succeeded in their goal, so it was like, what's the point in continuing? You know, Magellan failed at his goal. So in this aspect, it was like, what's the point in killing a prisoner, you know, other than just doing it out of bitterness? You know what I'm saying? Doing it out of bitterness. Pogi said, listening in. Shout out to Pogi. Angel said, "You guys are completely ignoring the facts that the two are fighting each other." I'm not ignoring that fact. I said that they were fighting, but I just said Magellan didn't attempt to kill him. No one's ignoring anything. You just you just want to believe that he tried to kill him so bad that you're just reaching for stuff to say we're ignoring or something. I mean, that's what you do. That's what you do, Angel. I'm just saying. That's what you do. Ain't nobody said they didn't fight. I said that he didn't try to. I said Magellan didn't try to, or probably most likely didn't try to kill Bon Clay. You know, if Bon Clay is still alive, Magellan didn't try to kill him. You know what I'm saying? Because if he tried to kill him, if Magellan tried to kill him, Bon Clay would be dead. He wouldn't still be locked up. He'd be dead. You know what I'm saying? Because even if he failed to kill him the first time, he would have went back and killed him the second time, or went back and kept trying until he eventually killed him. They're still located in the same prison, even though Bon Clay kind of his little club. But you know what I'm saying. Either that or there was some. Maybe he did try to kill him. You know, maybe he did try to kill him. Maybe somebody gave him a serum or something. You know, like I don't know. I don't know. But it's not that we're ignoring it. We're just giving alternate, what's it called? Alternate things that could have happened. But anyway, yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this video. And the link to this video will be in the description box, so y'all make sure y'all go show Ohara some love. Let's get into it.
There is no single character that represents One Piece as well as the man, the woman, the myth, the legend, Bon Kure. No matter what we thought upon our first impressions in Alabasta, there isn't a One Piece fan out there that didn't fall in love with Bentham / Mr. 2 Bon Kure, a character with seemingly as many names as he has faces. At least, I can't comprehend someone seeing Bentham's multiple heroic sacrifices and not shedding a single tear over the true power of friendship that he envelops so well. Because you see, Bon Kure is One Piece. The series, not the treasure, of course. That would be the plot twist to end all plot twists. No, what we should say is...
You know, you gotta... He definitely. I knew that's what he. I knew he wasn't saying like, cause he didn't say Bon Clay was the One Piece. He just said Bon Clay is One Piece. Like, so I kind of figured that's what he was talking about. But it's great that he caught himself though, cause you know a lot of people like, oh, Bon Clay's not the One Piece. Whatever. It's like, yeah, you gotta be clear on stuff like that, cause you know people are definitely gonna come at you if you know what I'm saying if they believe what you could have been implying something completely different than what you meant. But yeah, let's continue.
Is that Bentham embodies what One Piece is really all about as a series. So today we're going to talk about three ways that this character demonstrates some of the story's most important traits and themes. First, Bentham is a really wacky character who delivers a huge emotional impact. If there are two barriers of entry for new One Piece readers, it's the series length and Oda's art style. However, while 1,000 chapters seems very daunting at first, once readers are actually caught up and get into the flow, they'll learn the truth. One Piece is not too long. It's actually too short in a way. But if you're watching this channel, you probably already know that. Well,
yeah, One Piece ain't really that long. It's just the pacing. It's the pacing that, like, the story in itself isn't long. You know, like a lot of the aspects of it isn't really long. But it's just they take certain situations that could be condensed into like it's like stuff that could be condensed shorter, but they make it longer. You know, they stretch it out, right? It's kind of like Goku being on Namek, right, and fighting Frieza and doing the whole Super Saiyan. You know, and I use that example because that was like kind of like the first great example of bad pacing in the anime. But it's like when we were kids watching it, at least me, when I'm a kid watching Dragon Ball Z and Goku's about to turn Super Saiyan, I was just loving it regardless. You know what I'm saying? It was just, you know what I mean? As bad as the pacing was, I was loving it, right? So, but when you look at like the time of just Goku, the transformation of Super Saiyan, right? The transformation of Super Saiyan. It took a couple episodes from the time he started doing Super Saiyan to actually achieving Super Saiyan. It felt like it was, I think it was like 2-3 episodes, 3, maybe 4, I don't remember. And it's like that could have been condensed into like half episode if you really wanted to condense it. You know, if you didn't try to stretch it, you could condense that into half episode. Same with One Piece. A lot of situations can be condensed to smaller amount of episodes or smaller amount of chapters. So it's really just pacing more so. It's like Oda stretching certain things because he tries to fulfill certain milestones. Like he might have something planned for a certain chapter. So that means from now to that specific chapter, he has to try to stretch it as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? In order to hit that milestone at that specific chapter. You know what I mean? So that's kind of just a pacing problem. But the story itself, you know, especially if you was to try to condense, I believe One Piece could be condensed to possibly around 500 episodes, maybe 6-7, I don't know. But it could be condensed. Like everything we've gotten so far could be condensed to 1,000 episodes. Like, let's say if we had like a One Piece Kai or something, you know what I mean? Angel said, I thought Goku went Super Saiyan in one episode. I don't know, maybe. I might be exaggerating. I could be wrong. But there were some instances where it just kind of like he kept talking about it, and it's just like it was just stretched out, right? It was just stretched out. But I don't know. It's been a long time since I watched the Saiyans. It's been a long time since I watched Dragon Ball Z in general. You know what I mean? Not Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball Z. But let's continue.
We should talk about instead is the other complaint we might hear from people hesitant to come aboard this voyage. Oda's art style. Compared to edgier, darker looking shonen like Bleach or Naruto or James Kaisen, One Piece looks positively cartoonish sometimes. In fact, Eiichiro Oda's character designs look rather unique.
Bro, y'all, I know y'all seen Chopper, man. I know y'all seen this Chopper design. Bro, why Chopper's design on here look like a mix between Chopper, Zoro, and Sanji? Like, if you look at him, right, it's Chopper because it's obviously a deer. It's obviously like a reindeer, right? But then you see him smoking like he's supposed to be Sanji or something. And then y'all probably can't even see it on my thing. I had to look because I realized like some of my thing is cut off. So I'm gonna shorten the thing so you guys can see it, or I'm gonna minimize the screen so you guys can see it because it's Chopper all the way on the right, right? So yeah, so you got Chopper, right? He's a reindeer with a like a button-up shirt, smoking a cigarette like he's Sanji, and then he got like kind of like that little I forget, I don't know what you call it. It's like a scarf that you wrap around your waist that Zoro. It's like the one Zoro wore mostly pre-time skip, right? The one, or no, this one's probably like the one he wore post time skip, but it's kind of like a scarf that you wrap around your waist, and then he only has one sword, not three. But yeah, so it's like a combination of Zoro, Sanji, and Chopper. Zoro, Sanji, and Chopper. God dang. That's funny, but let's continue.
Designs look rather unique within the world of manga as a whole. He has a style all of his own that looks more Bugs Bunny than it does Berserk. Now, people are often initially put off by this art style, claiming it looks too silly or...
Yeah, I won't lie though. I won't lie. I was a One Piece detractor for a while, right? For a few years, I was a One Piece detractor. Like, it probably took me about, like, what? One Piece came around, like, 1999, 8? I think the manga came around, like, 97, and then I want to say the anime started in 99 or 2000, one or the other. I don't remember. Somebody let me know in the chat. You guys usually be knowing. So y'all let me know when did the One Piece anime come out, right? But I do remember seeing commercials on Toonami and Adult Swim. It was like Adult Swim. You see these commercials, and I think it was the for kids version. It was because I remember Sanji with like a lollipop and not a cigarette. So I remember seeing it, and I was like, bro, what's up with this cartoon? Why is this guy stretching? Like, this looks stupid. It looks stupid as hell. Like, what? This rubber boy, like, you like a condom boy or something. Even though Zoro did look badass in the ad, though. He did look badass, but Luffy just looked goofy. Like, to me, Monkey D. Goofy. That's what I'm going to call him. Monkey D. Goofy. But yeah, so I was watching this ad, and I was like, bro, this looks stupid as hell. I will never watch this anime. I would never, right? And it wasn't until 2012 till I started watching it. And then I was like, God damn, I'm stupid, bro. I'm like, bro, this shit is awesome. What the hell was I doing? What was I talking about? But yeah, so I think the art style is what kind of put me off, and then I ended up getting into it around 2012. I think I got into Naruto a little later than One Piece. I don't know why I didn't watch Naruto, but matter of fact, no. Yes. Matter of fact, I had a friend. Before One Piece. I had a friend who kind of had me. He was showing me Naruto, but I didn't. I kind of watched it, but I didn't fully get into it till a little later. Angel said 1999 anime. Okay, I thought so. I wasn't sure. Let's continue though.
Unserious. But what these readers don't really realize is that this silliness is one of One Piece's greatest strengths. One Piece is silly, it's goofy and ridiculous, it's genuinely funny and will make you laugh out loud again and again. But one of the beautiful things about that comic tone is that it makes the deeper emotional beats hit just that much harder, I think. The humor disarms us. We let our guard down. Then, because they're initially just along for a silly pirate adventure, the audience is reduced to tears when we learn that our crewmates have the saddest backstory known to man. The blue-nosed reindeer, he will make you cry. This Speedo wearing
Hey, y'all let me know, y'all seen the design for, I guess it was a concept design for Chopper. That one where it was like Zoro / Chopper / Sanji. How would y'all have feel if Chopper would have came out looking like that instead? I don't know, man. I think it would have been kind of funny. Like I kind of want to see Oda give us like a it'd be dope if we get like a One Piece multiverse where he has like, where we see other like character designs of popular characters. Like, it don't have to be like a full-on multiverse. It could just be like maybe an alternate One Piece universe, right? Where we could see like some of his other characters, designs of certain characters and how they would have looked like. Like, we could get like an actual like we see like the Chopper that we're aware of meet that, like, that other Chopper design that we've seen. You know, I think that'd be funny. I personally think that'd be funny. But let's continue.
Cyborg, he will make you cry. The skeleton with an afro, yes, even he will make you cry. And so Bentham functions as a perfect, maybe the most perfect example for this phenomenon. When we first meet Bonchan, it's as Mr. Tu Bonkure, an agent of Crocodile's Baroque.
And you know something with like he's talking about like how some of these characters are like comedic, right? Like the Frankie wearing underwear, but he still will make you cry. And then same with Brooke being a skeleton. It's wild. Like if you just look at One Piece, you look at like a lot of characters, right? You look at them from, you're on the outside looking in on these characters. A lot of these characters would be like, like what? Like, why they look silly or ridiculous? But then you learn more about them, their backstories, their families, all these other things, and then you're like, man, like, I get it. You know, like, you look at Brooke, right? You see, if you never see his backstory, you just see Brooke, the skeleton, right? You be like, bro, like, why does they got some random goofy looking skeleton in their crew, right? Like, that's how you would look at it. Why they got this goofy looking skeleton? What's the story behind that, right? But then you see that there's actually a story behind Brooke that makes sense. How he became the skeleton, you know what I'm saying? Partially because of devil fruit and him dying and then eventually coming back to life while his body already decayed and it's just bones left. But his soul's still coming back to his skeleton remains and giving them life, right? And then you look at somebody like Senior Pink, right? Senior Pink, who he's dressed up like a baby, right? Like, what's up with this goofy adult dressed up like a baby? But you see his backstory, and be like, oh, I get it. And it even makes you cry to a degree. It even kind of makes you a little sad. Hey man, like the fact that Oda could do that with characters, telling you, genius. LaJoy Boy says Senior Pink is the best example of that in my opinion. Yeah, yeah. You're right. I agree with that. You know, I just brought him up, right? Him and Brooke, I think they are probably the best examples. And Frankie a little bit, Frankie as well. You know, they're characters that look kind of goofy when you see them, but then you see that how they got to that point, it's a lot more meaningful. Well, less of Frankie when it comes to that part, because he still wear underwear, so he's still kind of goofy. It's not like he has some backstory that explains why he wears underwear. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of his quirkiness, right? But with Brooke being a skeleton and Senior Pink dressing up like a baby, there's a backstory to why they look in such ways that makes a lot of sense. And then Angel says, "Yeah, I'm always thinking why they got this goofy looking skeleton." And then he says, "Senior Pink is an amazing man. He definitely is. Dope character, right? Like, I'll say this, man. Like, I think Brooke and Senior Pink, or not Brooke, I think Frankie and Senior Pink was probably my favorite side fight in Dressrosa. Like, I actually liked it more than I liked Zoro versus Pika. You know, honestly, I didn't really like. I honestly didn't like the Doflamingo's executives. I thought they were all kind of underwhelming. Like, you know, I honestly liked some of the lesser officers in Doflamingo's crew more than I liked his executives. Like, the only executive that I kind of liked was Virgo. I didn't really care for Pika. Diamante I didn't care for either. Trouble, I like Trouble just a little bit more than Pika and Diamante, but I still didn't care for Trouble either. I say Virgo was probably the only executive that I actually kind of liked, that I thought, you know, that gave us a decent fight, that, you know, even though, you know, he was cheating a little bit. But yeah, the executives I didn't really care for. But I did like his I like the other officers in Doflamingo crew, like Senior Pink, Lao G, I forget the one who kind of he could like implode stuff or explode stuff by like pumping it or whatever. Like, you know. Yeah, I just like the lesser officers than I did the executives. Angel say, yeah, Frankie has best side fight. Yeah, I agree with that. Angel said the executives were disappointing and Zoro vs. Pika was alright. Let's continue.
Work organization. By the way, while I was researching this video, I learned something that I feel like I should have known all along. Even though we often refer to Bentham as Bon Clay, as if that were their name, it turns out that Bon Kurei actually refers to a specific night during the Japanese Obon festival. So, whereas most of the Baroque works agents feature male and female pairs, with the man being named after a number and the woman named after a holiday, for instance, Mr. 3 and Miss Golden Week, or Mr. 4 and Miss Merry Christmas, Bentham, on the other way, being gender fluid, has both code names, Mr. 2 Bon Kurei. Surprisingly progressive for Sir Crocodile, or not very surprising at all if we accept the Crokomom theory. And so, as a quick note, for the rest of the video, I'll be using he, him pronouns for Bentham because those are what are being used in the mod.
Y'all think Bon Clay may have had like history with Crocodile? I mean, you know, just kind of going off of this idea that Crocodile, you know, was a woman at one point and then had a sex change through Ivankov, like, you know, because that would lead the idea of if Ivankov and Crocodile having that history, right, and maybe Bon Clay somehow coming into that, even though again I don't think Bon Clay personally knew Ivankov, before Impel Down, so maybe there wouldn't be a connection. Maybe that's just a coincidence that Bon or Crocodile would take in like Bon Clay. Like maybe it's not necessarily a coincidence, because if, let's say, Crocodile did have a that change, right? He had that transformation, you know. Maybe he would kind of see Bon Clay as kind of like somebody like him, so maybe that's one reason why he accepted him. I don't know, you know, but I guess it wouldn't be like him accepting Bon Clay because Crocodile knew Ivankov, because I don't think Bon Clay knew Ivankov either, because from what I remember in Impel Down, that was Bon Clay's first time even meeting Ivankov. Like, he kind of idolized Ivankov, but more from like myth and legend. You know, I could be wrong, but I think that's how it was. So if that was the case, if Bon Clay didn't know Ivankov, then I don't think Crocodile would have met Bon Clay through Ivankov. You know what I'm saying? LaJoy Boy said, if Bon Clay turned into Boy, you hitting? No, I'm not hitting. I am not hitting. At least, you know, it would be like unknowingly. You know, it would have to be trickery. But if like Bon Clay did it in front of my face, you know, that's tough, man. It's because it's like, I'd be scared. I'd be scared to hit anything with Bon Clay out there. Because you don't know who he could be, right? You don't know who he could be. You know, but nah, if I knowingly knew it was Bon Clay, nah, I wouldn't. Angel said no, LaJoy Boy. Would you? Exactly, Angel. Would you, LaJoy Boy? Would you do it? You wild, man. You wild. Let's continue.
Manga the anime, but it's important to note that the character himself has referred to him as a man and a woman. Back to how Bantham exemplifies a wacky character with hard-hitting emotional impacts. When we first meet Mr. Tube, the audience is struck by possibly the most ridiculous character design in the series up to this point. He's a drowning ballerina adorned with massive two-shaped swans and makeup job worse than that of Buggy's. Especially in the anime, the over-the-top drama in every one of his lines is masterfully performed by the voice actor Kazuki Yao, a performer whose energy is so unmatched he would eventually be.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie though. Like, let's be real. Yeah, see, and I kind of knew he was part of Frankie's.
Properly as the voice of Frankie.
Bro, like, let's be serious. Bon Clay probably does have one of the most memorable voices in the series. Like, and maybe I say that because he also voices Frankie, so, you know, we tend to hear it a lot, and maybe there's just kind of slight alteration between Frankie and Bon Clay's voice, but yeah, like, hearing Frankie's voice, you could definitely hear Bon Clay's voice. So, and it's definitely one of my favorite voices, right? Like I didn't even realize, I never put two and two together that Bon Clay has Frankie's voice, but thinking about it now, that is definitely probably one of the reasons why Bon Clay has the most memorable voice, because yeah, Bon Clay being such a memorable character and having that voice, and then Frankie also having that voice, and, you know, we're with Frankie like a lot of the times, you know what I'm saying, because he's one of the Straw Hats, so we're with Frankie a lot, so we hear that voice a lot. But yeah, I do believe that voice actor does Bon Clay justice. You know what I mean? One of the best voice actors in the series, I will say. One of the best, because it's one of the funniest, you know what I'm saying? Because even when it's playing Frankie, it's just memorable. You know what I mean? Ooh, you know, like all the little things he had to it. Bro, come on now. Hey, shout out to that voice actor. I hope he must be protected at all costs. The Joy Boy said, "I would only say no because of his personality. Because knowing him, he switched his face." I could see that happening. I could see that happening. And Adam says the funkiest voice. LOL. And shout out to Adam. Welcome to the stream. Let's continue.
He's relegated to such a position of comic relief all throughout the scene and the remainder of Alabasta that we can hardly see it coming. When in the end of this arc, he disguises himself and his crew as the Straw Hats, so the real Straw Hats can evade capture by the Marines. All along, Mr. 2 has been espousing the power of true friendship in an exaggerated, melodramatic manner. But suddenly, when the crew's livelihood is on the line, it's Bentham who put his money where his mouth is, in a moment of complete and selfless sacrifice for his friends. And so, seeing such a goofy character deliver one of the most powerful emotional moments of the show is one of the touchstones of One Piece, and Bonkure is emblematic of this feature. Secondly, Bon Clay is representative of one of One Piece's most central themes. There's a really good reason that so many Western fans know the word nakama, that means companion or friend. During Bantham's first meeting with the Straw Hats, they become fast friends. Mr. 2 and his entertaining copy ability mesmerizes the more immature crewmates, Luffy, Chopper, and Usopp. In fact, all of them slot in so well with each other that they immediately become lifelong friends, as he declares. However, once the crew realized that Bentham was in fact an agent of Baroque Works who now possessed the ability to change into any of the crewmates at will, the Straw Hats devised a countermeasure against this technique. They drew X's on their wrists and then covered them by tying a bandage around the X. However, what at first was a clever way to defend against Mr. 2's Devil Fruit powers set the groundworks for one of the most emotional moments of the Alabasta saga. These X's allowed for their silent goodbye to Vivi. While they couldn't risk revealing their close connection to the princess to the Marines, raising these marks into the air allowed them to demonstrate their bonds to one another, signifying their undying friendship. Just before this, when the
I never thought about that, right? I never thought about how Bon Clay, right? Bon Clay was kind of responsible for that moment, right? Because if they would have never put those X's on their arms because of Bon Clay, we would have never got like that dope showing of friendship in a way where it's like they couldn't flat out say bye to Vivi or say, hey, we're friends or none of that. They couldn't flat out say that. So they needed a way to show her symbolically that she would understand. And they used those X's that they created for Vivi in order to show her that. And I think that was a genius. That was like a genius and very underrated like use like that of something that was established earlier in the arc that Oda used, right? Like Oda established those X's being used to tell the difference, just to pretty much avoid being tricked by Bon Clay. You know, come to find out he's an enemy and he tries to infiltrate the crew and to try to damage the crew or whatever. That's why they put those X's. So Oda, like, they never actually needed to use those X's for Bon Clay, right? They was never tested to where Bon Clay tricked them or something. And so, but Oda still had this little plot point that he established in the series that it could have not even been used and it would have been fine. Like it could have never been brought back and it would have been fine. You know, because it was just X's. Yeah, it was a preventative measure that the Straw Hats used to avoid like Bon Clay's tactics, but they never had to use it. And if they would have never like brought it up again, it would have been fine. But for some reason, but Oda he capitalized on using that plot point for a great moment with the Straw Hats and Vivi, pretty much showing their friendship without having to verbalize it, right? And that was because of Bon Clay. it was a very genius move from Oda. I will say, very smart move. Because Oda didn't have to do that, and I don't think it would have ever been looked at as like a plot hole that wasn't filled, or like something that just should have had some type of conclusion to it, some type of closure to it. You know, because everybody would just say, okay, well, they had those X's on their arms and they never had to use it. Fine. You know what I mean? Maybe some people would have complained like, oh, it would have been nice for Oda to actually have a moment where Bon Clay tried to trick the Straw Hats and they had to use those X's for something. Like, that's probably a complaint some people would have had, but I don't think many people would have really thought much of it. Let's continue.
The Marines are in heavy pursuit of the Straw Hats. They're just able to escape Black Cage Hina when Mr. 2 disguises his ship and crew as the Straw Hats, acting as decoys. And even though sailing to meet Vivi at the rendezvous point will put them directly...
I actually kind of forgot about that moment where Bon Clay sacrificed himself. Like, he pretty much turned himself into the world government or the Marines to allow the Straw Hats to escape. I actually kind of forgot about that, you know, because I remember earlier I said sometime Bon Clay got captured by the Marines. That was the moment. I forgot about that moment. And, man, hey, bro, like, you gotta say, man, Bon Clay is probably one of the realest friends of the Straw Hats that's not even part of the Straw Hats, right? Like he's like literally an honorary Straw Hat at this point. You know what I'm saying? He's more of a Straw Hat than Vivi, I would say. And Vivi is actually, at least when it comes to the One Piece wiki, Vivi's considered to be a Straw Hat. But I would say Bon Clay is more of an official Straw Hat than Vivi. Because Bon Clay been putting in work for the Straw Hats, bro. Like, he been making some real sacrifices for the Straw Hat. Like, I don't even know, like, I think aside from Zoro, I don't think you could give me one Straw Hat that made a sacrifice as big as Bon Clay. I don't think you could give me one Straw Hat. And I don't even know if I even put that on Zoro. Because, yeah, Zoro made that sacrifice back in the whole nothing. It was nothing moment in Thriller Bark. Zoro had that moment. Great moment. You know, that's one of the biggest Straw Hat moments doing for Luffy. But, I mean, come on, bro. Bon Clay allowed himself to get captured by the world government or by the Marines, right? He allowed himself to get captured by the Marines to let the Straw Hats go free. And he even allowed himself to, like, when they were escaping, he sacrificed himself to allow Luffy and the others to escape. Bro, like, come on. Like, I don't know if any other Straw Hat did anything to that level. You know what I mean? Like, equal to that level or even greater than to that level. You know what I mean? And he's not even an official Straw Hat, bro. Like, you gotta give my man his flowers and say he's an honorary Straw Hat. You gotta at least give him that. Like, come on. Angel says, I agree with you. Bon Clay is better than Vivi. Greater than Vivi. He is. At least when we talking from a Straw Hat point. And that's honestly, it's low key the only knock that I got against the Straw Hats and Luffy, like Monkey D. Luffy, the fact that he never went back to get Bon Clay. Luffy need to pull up to Impel Down and go help the homie Bon Clay. I'm saying that right now. That needs to happen. And speaking of Bon Clay, we got Bon Kiki. I think that's how you say it. Or Bon Kiki. I'm going to say Kiki. Bon Kiki. He says, salute, what's good, fam? And he says, low-key, Bon Clay gotta be a French. Or he a fellow Frenchman. Is that why you got the Bon Kiki? Is that why you named yourself Bon Kiki? For your fellow Frenchman? Bon Clay or Bon uh, cute. I can't say his Japanese name. Anyway, let's continue.
Into the path of the Marines, Boncré sacrifices himself and his crew in order to give them the chance to say farewell to their friend. They go to prison for that. Boncré has a power that seems inherently...
Bruh, not only did... I didn't even think of that. Not only did Boncré sacrifice himself, he sacrificed his crew. Come on, bro. That's like Luffy sacrificing his crew to go to prison to help Law. Like, Luffy wouldn't even do that. Luffy wouldn't, bro. Boncré is bro. I'm gonna say this: Boncré is a better friend than Luffy, cause the only person Luffy ever went out his way for to save was his brother. And okay, that's wrong. That's wrong. I'm wrong for that. It wasn't just his brother. Also, Robin. But Robin's like a crewmate, which crew is kind of like family, right? Crew is kind of like family. Boncré's not even in the same crew, and Boncré sacrificed his crew. He sacrificed his family and himself. Come on now. Bond says the will of Boncré, Jesus of One Piece. You could say that if well, I'll probably get at the Roger, because Roger kind of almost like if Jesus started Christianity, Boncré or Roger started the he died and in his death he started his own religion, and that was the Great Pirate Era. Even though it's not a religion, but you kind of say it is because everybody was quick to hop on it though. Let's continue.
Deceitful. He uses it to impersonate Nefertari Cobra and kick off a war in Alabasta as part of Crocodile's plan. Posing as someone else has its roots in trickery and cheating. We do see this especially in its former user Higurashi, who used it to fool Oden into thinking Momonosuke was in danger, allowing Kaido to make the finishing blow in their battle. However, in Bentham's sacrifice, we see the nature of the fruit completely subverted into something truly positive and beautiful. He's still using the Mane Mane no Mi to trick someone, in this case Hina, but for the greater good of allowing his friends to continue their adventure. In fact, Mr. 2 Boncré is one of the first of Luffy's enemies who's turned into a true friend. As Mihawk correctly remarked at Marineford, Luffy's most dangerous ability is turning those around him into allies. In Impel Down, the second arc to heavily feature Bentham, this trait of Luffy is even more exemplified. What began in Alabasta with Mr. 2 rallying to Luffy's aid became an entire ragtag crew of Luffy's former enemies becoming invaluable allies. Heck, even Boncré's former employer Crocodile would join Luffy's side.
Bro, just imagine being responsible for so many people going to prison. Then you break into the prison and end up breaking everybody you put in the prison out of prison and becoming their friend. Only Luffy could do that, man. Only Luffy could break into prison. Like, just imagine Batman doing that, right? Like, imagine Batman breaking into Arkham and all his rogues are in Arkham locked up, and he ends up breaking out of Arkham with all these criminals and all these villains and becoming their friends. That sounds crazy right there. That sounds crazy just to say. But Luffy does that and it doesn't sound crazy. Luffy does that and it doesn't sound crazy. Bond says Boncré and Buggy representing D Block. D Block. Yonko Buggy got the D Block homies. What you mean, like, you talking about like the rat group D Block, like the Locks? What you know about D Block, man? What you know about them Locks boys? What y'all know about that? What y'all know about that? Oh, okay. Bond knows. Bond knows. Let me stop. Bond knows. He knows his hip hop, obviously. Talking about Pooh Shiesty Buggy. Pooh Shiesty, that's my dog. But Pooh, you know I'm really shiesty. Oh, man. Angel says they followed Luffy because of Buggy's charisma. Facts. Just jokes. Nah, you ain't joking. That's facts right there. That's facts. Nah, they follow Luffy because they was trying to get out of prison. That's all. Everybody followed Luffy because they was trying to get out of prison. Let's continue.
In the Paramount War. And once again, Bentham would make an ultimate sacrifice for the sake of friendship, allowing everyone to escape the impenetrable prison of Impel Down, so he would have to stay behind. You know what? Speaking of Crocodile, he has a bounty of 81 million berries. Since I have around 580,000 subscribers, if we converted that into dollars and then converted those into berries, yen, I would have a 59 million berry bounty, making me significantly less dangerous than this slimy man right here, so please help me change that by subscribing to the channel and raising my bounty. The third and final way that Bonkure embodies the theme of One Piece is by representing the absolute freedom that Luffy seeks to bring to the world. If there is just one theme that echoes throughout the series even more powerfully than that of friendship, it is the theme of freedom. Luffy wants to become the Pirate King, the person with the most freedom on the sea. Nearly every island that the Straw Hats travel to, they restore freedom to the citizens. Just like Joy Boy before him, Luffy's heart beats in time with the drums of liberation. And so I think it's very fitting that the Okama way that Mr. 2 embodies is also in a way the way of freedom. In Bentham's great sacrifice at Impel Down, he grants the prisoners who allied with Luffy freedom from the prison. However, he also represents this theme to the core of his very being, as an Okama. Honestly, it was a real joy revisiting all these Bonkure moments in the manga. This is the real Japanese version, by the way, which is really nice to have even if you don't speak Japanese. Actually, have a bunch of One Piece stuff like this official color spread behind me that you can only get in Japan, which is too bad if you don't live here, especially since it doesn't look like you'll be able to travel to Japan this year. But don't worry, because that is where today's sponsor comes in, Zen Market.
Bon Key says, Buggy charisma on 100. Facts. I mean, that's not a lie though, man. Buggy definitely worth following. And he says Goldie Roger gave up being a pirate because he knew it was only a matter of time till Buggy overthrew him. Hey, dang, man. So you telling me Goldie Roger allowed himself to be executed just so he didn't exist in the same time as Buggy, as Pirate King Buggy? Hey, man, I can't argue against it. I can't argue against it. Angel says I gotta go. Great stream. Shout out to Angel. Appreciate you stopping through, Angel. But let's finish this.
A Japanese company that enables you to purchase any Japan exclusive item and ship it worldwide to wherever you live for just 300 yen per item, which is roughly a bit over $2. For example, you can buy stuff from the Pokemon Center, from Bandai, or most importantly, One Piece things. You can even bid on Yahoo auction listings here in Japan as well. I actually used just that to try and get the limited Sanji lighter, in case you know about that, but that's a story for a video in itself. You do get native customer support in over 15 languages and a variety of payment options. A link in the description below. It's no coincidence that Emporio Ivankov and the Kamabaka Kingdom are aligned with the Revolutionary Army. Monkey D. Dragon opposes the authoritarian rule of the world government and the Celestial Dragons. And so with him side by side, opposing this fascist force, are representatives of all the oppressed people all around the One Piece world. Bartholomew Kuma, who literally had his agency stripped away to become a slave to the Celestial Dragons. The fishmen, Hawk and Koala, representing the fishmen who are relegated to live beneath the red line, away from the sunlight of the surface. And Emporio Ivankov, ruler of the Okama, the LGBTQ community of the One Piece world. In our real world, queer communities have fought long and hard for decades against brutal discrimination in order to be free to express themselves and be able to love and be who they are and who they love. And it's the same in One Piece for figures like Ivankov, who allies himself with the Revolutionary Army, which, like, come on, Sanji, you clearly have some internalized prejudices you need to work on. Like, dude, you literally got a power-up out of this. From the moment we meet Bentham, he's unabashedly who he wants to be. He puts no limits on his self.
Hey, man, don't go talking bad about Sanji, man. Sanji knows who he is, and he knows what he wants, man. He knows what he wants. That's all. He's a man who knows what he wants and knows what he don't want. You know what I'm saying? It was just something he ain't want. It's just something he ain't want. It ain't like I don't think he had a problem with them being who they are. It's just he ain't want that affection they was trying to give him. That's all. That's all. That's all. You know? I get it. Let's continue.
Self-expression. He dresses the way he wants to, he applies makeup the way he wants to, even if not very skilled. He identifies fluidly with the gender that he wants to. His clone fruit even lets him literally become whoever he wants to be. This absolute freedom of expression is an extension of the very same freedom that Luffy is fighting for to bring to the world. One of the central goals and themes of the entire story. And now, remaining in Impel Down, Bonchan is the new queen of Newcomer Land. As he says during his sacrifice in Alabasta, one may stray from the path of a man, one may stray from the path of a woman, but there is no straying from the path of humanity. That is the Okama way. Or maybe Ivankov has already come to break him out with the help of Luffy's father. And if you want to learn more about Monkey D. Dragon and who he truly is, you really can't skip this video right here.
Yeah, man. Somebody gotta liberate Ivankov, or not Ivankov. Somebody gotta liberate Bon Clay, man. Somebody. Bond says Dragon crew look kind of goofy. Kuma, Dragon, and Sabo, the Crow God, got good character designs. Yeah, it's a lot of goofy looking characters in this series. So you know, every crew is bound to have some goofy looking designs in there. You know, that's kind of the charm of One Piece, though. But yeah, I agree. Dragon does have a very goofy looking crew when it comes to majority of them, right? And then Bond says, wasn't Sabo originally a pirate? So now he is a soldier. I mean, as a kid, he definitely wanted to be a pirate, and then he went out to go be a pirate. So like when he left the island, the Goa Kingdom, on that little ship he had, I guess technically right there you could say he was a pirate, but it just wasn't a long-lived type situation, because then his little boat got blown up by a celestial dragon ship, and then he was saved by the revolutionaries, and then ever since then he pretty much been a revolutionary. So I wouldn't say he was really a pirate, because he didn't really live as a pirate long. I mean, I guess if you want to consider him a pirate when he was a kid and he had that little boat and he set sail when he left the Gold Kingdom, I guess to leave his parents and everything. I guess at that point you could say he was a pirate if you consider that being a pirate, right? But it just wasn't a long-lived thing, you know. Like I can't say he was a pirate long enough to really consider him a pirate, you know. So yeah, I don't think you know, it just depends if you want to consider him if you want to say technically he was a pirate during that short stint, then sure, you could say he was a pirate at one point. You know, he didn't really achieve nothing as a pirate though, so there's that. You know, there's that. But yeah, man, so Bon Clay, you know. Bon Clay definitely a great character, man. He's definitely a great character. I would personally, I think he would fit well in becoming an official Straw Hat. You know, I would like that. I think it would be dope. I don't know how that would do for the numbers of the Straw Hats, right? Like, I don't know if Oda really wants there to be a specified number of Straw Hats. I think Luffy said he wanted like 10 members, right? Like he wanted 10 members. And plus when you look at Blackbeard has himself and then he has 10 Titanic captains. You know, I mean, he technically only has 9 because there is a 10th seat, but it's not filled, right? Luffy, I think it's the same situation with him. It's Luffy, and then he has 9 crew members. You know what I mean? And if the fight with Blackbeard is any indication of how many crew members we should expect Luffy to have at the end, since Blackbeard has 10 Titanic captains, you know, not including himself, and he'll get that 10th. Let's say he's looking for a 10th member, right? Like there will be a 10th member to fill that 10th seat of that 10 Titanic captains, right? That would mean that you'll have Blackbeard and then his 10 captains. And that would mean that the Straw Hats would have to probably have a number of crew members to mirror Blackbeard, right? So it'll be Luffy fighting Blackbeard, and then you have the 10 Straw Hats versus the 10 Titanic captains, right? Now, who do we get to fit that spot, right? We have, I think so far, the 2 most likely candidates will be Yamato or Carrot, right? Or Carrot, you know. But, you know, if you was to ask me who I would rather, you know, I mean, I like the idea of Yamato filling that role, right? I really do. But if let's say Oda is only going to add one final member of the Straw Hats, like one last one, and that would make 10 Straw Hats, right? I do like Yamato being on the crew. Like, honestly, you know, I'm talking out of likeliness, right? I like the idea of Yamato being part of the crew, but I would rather maybe Bon Clay. I would rather. And honestly, that could be great, right? Because think about it. We'll have Bon Clay on the crew with his devil fruit, his clone devil fruit. And then we have Katarina Divine, who has that 9-tail fox devil fruit that give her abilities, like give her similar abilities to Bon Clay. Now, I personally think her devil fruit might actually be superior, because there might be some other abilities that it gives as well. You know, on top of it being a zone devil fruit, and we know how zones are when it comes to stuff like strength, durability, speed, all these, it pretty much boosts, like zone devil fruits kind of boosts your the user's attributes, you know, like their base attributes. So it could be an interesting fight to see Bon Clay versus Katarina Devon, right? See how those 2 devil fruits, even though fighting wise, I don't think changing to other people really makes any difference, you know. Maybe unless it could boost, like, let's say if I could become a bigger guy and become stronger, maybe, you know what I'm saying? So maybe there are some unique things that their devil fruits can offer in a fight with each other, right? Katarina Divine and Bon Clay. But yeah, I think that'd be interesting, you know. So, but I don't know if I think Bon Clay is gonna be that final member of the Straw Hats, because I don't know when he's gonna come back into the story. You know, like he can always join the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, you know. But then again, I don't think the Straw Hats have to be regulated to have it only 10 crewmates, not counting Luffy. I think they could get Yamato and Bon Clay a little later. You know what I'm saying? I think that's still possible. Even Carrot, they could even get Carrot as well. You know, for people who would carrot. I know a lot of people don't like carrot, but I think carrot kind of have been built to this point to potentially be a crewmate. Just saying. Bond says, "What if Blackbeard used Gecko Moria's power to bring back Zombie Ace and Whitebeard?" That'd be interesting. I think that would kind of be taking a page from Naruto, the Great Ninja War, where they brought back all those dead characters. It could lead to something interesting. Maybe Sabo having to fight a zombie Ace, or maybe Luffy having to fight a zombie Ace. But I don't know if he'd be able to replicate abilities, especially if he don't have the shadow of the user with their abilities. You know, like he would have to get the shadow. He would have to get maybe a portion of Blackbeard's shadow with the Goro no Mi, and have to get Sabo's shadow as well. I think in order to give those zombies the devil fruit abilities. I don't know. I would think. Bond says the darkness fruit is fire. Yeah, it is. It definitely is. And then he says, "Yo, blunt facts. Bon Clay versus Katarina. That's a crazy matchup." Yeah, man. Two similar devil fruits being used against each other. I mean, I just don't know how their devil fruits will be used in the fighting aspect, because changing to somebody else doesn't necessarily mean it doesn't really. It's not really an offensive type thing, turning into somebody else, unless you could turn into somebody and gain their abilities. Then you know what I'm saying. So I don't know how their devil fruits will come into play in the actual fighting sense. And then Bond says that makes sense, Bluff, and he says, "Do you think Blackbeard crew will have devil fruits later on?" I think they've been hunting devil fruit, so I think most likely most of them will have devil fruit abilities, if not all of them. You know, like we've seen Shiru with devil fruit. We've seen Katarina. We've seen Jesus Burgess looking for devil fruits, like, you know, trying to find a devil fruit for himself. Yeah, so I mean, hey, I do believe they will have devil fruits at the end of the day, at least most of them. But you know, and then you asked me, can Logia's awaken, or was it just Permisia type? Well, I think all of them. I think all devil fruits could awaken. You know, Luffy's devil fruit awakened, and it's his own devil fruit. It was believed to be a Promisia, but it's really a zone, and it's awakened. So at least we know zones could awaken. We know Logias could, or Promisias can awaken. So Logias, I mean, I don't know for certain, but I would think they can. I would think they can, but I don't know. You know, it hasn't been confirmed, so I don't know for a fact. But I believe they can. I believe they can. Anyway, y'all. I don't really have much else for the video, guys. So you know, nice video about Bon Clay, one of a very loved character, right? Who became real friendly with Luffy, became friends with Luffy, and not only that, he's probably been one of the best friends of Luffy in this series, because I mean, he sacrificed himself. The only person I could say made a greater sacrifice than Bon Clay is Ace, because Ace actually died you know, you know. Well, he kind of died out of ego, but he. So I guess you can't say Ace because he kind of died for his own ego. Bond says, "Is Dragon's bounty more than Shanks and Luffy now?" I don't know, man. I don't know Dragon's. I don't know Dragon's bounty. we don't have Dragon's bounty. I can't tell you. I don't know. I can only speculate. Maybe. Probably. I would say probably. I think his bounty is probably up there with most of the other Yonko, and Luffy's is only 3 billion. His is still not up there with like Yonko, like Black or Kaido and Big Mom and Shanks. So I would say Dragons is probably up there with like Shanks and Kaido and Big Mom. But yeah. Anyway, y'all, that's pretty much gonna be it for the stream. Make sure you guys hit that like button, also subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. I will be back tomorrow around the same time, so make sure you guys check that out. Also, follow me on my Twitch. I just pretty much updated my Twitch channel that I had. Just never used the channel. Just had a Twitch channel I never used. And but I will be using it now, and the link is in the description box. So you guys make sure you make sure you follow me on Twitch. I will be starting to go live on Twitch soon. I will be letting you guys know when I go live. I'll let you guys know. It'll probably be might start next week. I'm thinking Saturday, but I think I got something to do Saturday, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stream Saturday. So yeah. Anyway, also Bond says much respect from the French brothers, from France, brother. Hey man, shout out to France, man. Shout out to France. Shout out to all the European countries, the UK, India, because I know some of y'all from India, over here. So shout out to all you guys, man. All you guys over in Europe and Asia. And I appreciate you guys for tuning in to the stream. I really appreciate you guys. That's probably where I get the most love from is Europe and Asia. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, guys, with another reaction stream. I might even switch it up tomorrow. I don't know. Anyway, y'all, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook to stay updated what I'm doing. Also, if you're looking for a One Piece community, we have the Discord and we have the Facebook group. The Discord is probably one of the best places to engage with me. I'm in the Discord a lot, probably the most. Also, it's the best place to send me content that you guys want me to react to. So yeah, so join the Discord, and it's also the best place if you want to be a part of my an upcoming stream where I involve my subscribers. You definitely want to be part of the Discord if you want to be active in an upcoming stream. LaJoy Boy said, "Take it easy, Bluff. Great stream. I appreciate it. Anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean P, the Bluff God, and I am out of here. Y'all have a good Thursday. I hope to see you guys tomorrow, Friday, 12 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. That's like 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for you guys on the East Coast. I'm not sure what time that is for everybody else around the world, but you can find out by that. Anyway, y'all have a good one. I'm out of here.